evening, all my little bun buns. Daisy here is here to see everybody out there and give you a little story time tonight. Well, not so much a story time as much as a thoughts video, I suppose, today. Thoughts on cooking at home. Cooking at home is definitely a big part of right now for pretty much everyone. If you're watching this in the distant future and you don't know what's gone on, this was during the COVID-19 outbreak, and we're all stuck in our houses and have been for, at this point, about 4 months. Now, yes, you can get takeout. Some restaurants are finally allowing dining in, and it's still kind of sketchy if you want to do that. Some are doing good distancing, some are not. And I've experienced both. And I know one restaurant I'm not going back to for a while until things clear up. Sorry, breakfast of yummy. I can't do that again. Can't risk my life and my husband for that. So, we're all stuck cooking at home a lot. Uh, Now, there's a range of what is cooking at home and what isn't. And I'm going to go through this a little bit. Personally, my opinion, start off with this. I am for any expressive cooking at home. Anything at all, even to the level of you bought the frozen lasagna and you put it in your oven and you heat it up on your own. You still cooked. I know it's not an effort, but you still had to make some kind of effort. That's better than nothing. That's better than going to McDonald's and just buying a burger. You did something. You heated up your oven. Now, not everything has to be to the level of you started with a raw, full chicken and went to whatever finished dish. But it can be. You don't have to go 100% on every portion of a dinner to make it a homemade dinner. Now, some examples, like this last weekend, I ventured making my first lasagna ever. I could have done this at any point in my life. I just never got around to it because frozen lasagna is so easy, and it actually doesn't suck usually. Stouffer's especially, they're my brand if I'm buying frozen. Meat, the meat lover one, the heavy meat lover one, that's the best one because there's less cheese and more meat, and I can digest that better. Now, there are levels. That I did about as scratchy as you can get, except making my own lasagna noodles. I bought a box of lasagna noodles, okay? And I had pre-ground meat. Oh, controversy. But personally, I find as long as you're making some elements of your food somewhat fresh, somewhat all on your own, it's a good enough answer. One of our go-to meals has been I buy a pack of chicken thighs. The 8 to 10 family pack of thighs. So I take them, put them on a foil-lined cookie sheet, and I give them a thorough coating with the McCormick's Chicken Grill Masters seasoning. And I mean, I pretty well coat them. And then I bake those for an hour. They're done, they're tasty, and that's the main course. I'll probably serve that with a can of vegetable like corn, carrots, or green beans, and a box of store-bought stuffing, usually stovetop, but a buyer has recently gotten into that list. Now, did I do everything from scratch? No, not even close. Okay, let's start off with chicken thighs with a pre-mixed seasoning. Technically, I didn't mix up that seasoning, but I did take the trouble to put them all on a pan, season them evenly, and put them in the oven for a baking process. So right there, I consider that effectively homemade. Now, can of corn or peas or carrots or green beans or whatever, I only had to open up a can, put it in a pan, and heat it up. There is zero real cooking there, but I still heated it up. I still made the effort. And it's not something that's unhealthy. It's a vegetable, so I kind of count that. That's in the B grade of homemade-ish. And a box stuffing. That is so lazy simple, but it actually adds a lot to a meal. And I find that's still something you had to accomplish. You had to think about it. You had to do something. Half a stick of butter, a cup and a half of water, boil, stir and dust, let sit for 5 minutes plus. You've made stuffing. No, it's not homemade stuffing. No, it's not grandma's stuffing mix that she slaved over for. Usually, that was actually one of the things grandma and mom did really fast. So it's not really a slaving thing. Even when they do, they just and I made stuffing to death. But I was always happy enough with stovetop, especially the turkey flavor. Turkey flavor, the chicken flavor is actually the lamest of them. I really prefer turkey, the sage, the pork, the savory herbs, anything other than chicken. And some store brands are good. Around here, I don't really like the Kroger brand one. I find it, ugh. All these ones, pretty good. It's not quite as good as stovetop. The Meyer one I recently started trying, I was like, wow, this is like if homemade stuffing and stovetop had a baby and it made this. And it's like, it's a little bit better. It's actually pretty good. And it's cheaper. So, bonus, that's on the shopping list now. On the shopping list. So, there's at least a level of cooking there. Now, pizza being a food that most all of us love, there's a wide range of making a pizza. You can start with super easy, just a frozen pizza, all the toppings on it you want, put it in the oven. You did effort there. You actually did effort. You baked it. Second, get a plain frozen pizza, but get toppings that you want on it yourself. Like, get that pepperoni you actually like. That brand. You know that brand? Yeah, get that brand. And mushrooms. You got some fresh mushrooms. You got a can of mushrooms or you got fresh mushrooms? Your choice. I don't judge. I buy both. Put them on there. And, you cut up a fresh bell pepper. Put some of that on there. Cut up a fresh onion. Put some of that on there. You really accomplished something there. You topped this. Now, did you make a pizza from scratch? No. Did you make something, though? Did you actually make effort? Yes. You took a lot of effort to put on some toppings. Even if you bought that frozen pizza with toppings and added some other toppings yourself, like didn't have mushrooms, and that's something I think is important on my pizza, so I add that. Tiny amount of effort. You did something. Now, let's go a step further. All right, we're not going to go whole hog. We're going to go somewhat hog. I went and bought a pre-made pizza crust. You can get these in the store next to where the pasta is. They usually have pre-made pizza crust circles ready to go. And you put it on a pan, you add sauce and cheese and your toppings. Again, you did all the toppings you wanted. And bam, you went a little further. You got a little bit more into the hard work of this and a little bit more in depth. Now, stage 3 and 4, the next few here, are the little bit crazier, where you would say buy dough mix, pizza dough mix, and make pizza dough yourself. Definitely done this a few times. Really love doing that in the cast iron pan, making my own pan pizza with lots of toppings and stuff on it. It could be really tasty and fun. And that flavor of being a pan pizza at home, awesome. You can do flat or two, whatever. I'm not going to judge you. You're allowed to have a flat pizza. It's just not my digs as much. And you can go all the way to the point of you actually went out and sourced out flour and leavening agents and stuff and made pizza crust dough from scratchy scratch. But I felt you had hit maximum needs at around pre-mixed pizza crust dough. It's about as far as I normally would ever go on that level of homemade. So there are ranges. Those are just a few examples. Chili can be a good example of this too, all the way from canned beans to dried beans. You're going to get pre-cut vegetables, or you cut your own vegetables. You can start with fresh tomatoes and make tomato sauce to make chili. I mean, there's a range. But if you go for even the minimal effort, ground beef, pre-cut vegetables you found in the freezer, canned beans, you still made a chili. You still did a lot of effort. I cannot follow you in not having made a homemade food. Pre-marinated roast, a pre-marinated beef roast. I buy these occasionally because they're convenient and actually pretty tasty. All you have to do is take it and put it in the oven and bake it up to the doneness you so choose. Prefer medium rare. Really good that way. Did I have to mix anything up? No. Am I probably going to serve it with stovetop stuffing and canned vegetable? Probably, because those are things in my cabinet all the time. Because I like those things. I often get turkey breasts in the same fashion, where they're just the two inner tenderloin pieces in a sealed plastic tube, and you just open up and there you go. Two little breast triangles. Bake it for an hour. Boom. Dinner. In fact, that's dinner plus leftovers because we turn that into a second dinner when we cut it up and have it with pasta. That's a little secret for you. Make it with pasta. Now, even coming down to that next part, making pasta. I'm not saying you have to go out and actually make pasta, but you buy a box of pasta, you make it. And your sauce level, do you just open the jar of sauce and pour it on? Cool, you still made pasta. You still poured sauce on. You did something. Now do you pour the sauce in a pan and add some more stuff to it? Like, man, that needs mushroom because it needs mushrooms. Mushrooms. All you mushroom haters out there, stop it. Love on the shrooms. Did you add some more peppers or onions or some more garlic powder or something? Again, every step you take makes a thing more yourself. But even just the level, heat the noodle, add sauce, you have accomplished cooking, and I am proud of you. It doesn't take too much effort to do some minor cooking at home. Usually just time, especially with things like pasta, because I find the waiting for the water to boil is the worst part. Forever, it seems like, when you're hungry for that to boil. But no, there are options out there. Anytime you cook at home, no matter if it's just pull it out of a can or the freezer and put it in the microwave or on the stove, at least you've done something. The more you do to it, obviously the better, but it all depends on how much free time you have. If it's a work day and you're exhausted and you just have the energy to drop that roast in the oven, you did something. And you made food. Good for you. It's usually healthier than going out to getting a McFood for dinner. Clown food make clowns. Don't live on clown food. You can have a little bit, just a little bit funny in your life, but if you just live on clown food, you're a big round clown. Not good for you. So many foods out there. I don't want to go into every single thing you could possibly make at home because we'd be here for weeks. But do yourself a favor. Think about how much effort you've taken to cook, even however little it was, and thank yourself. And congratulate yourself that you did some cooking. Even if it was just opening up that can of chili and heating it up on the stove or in the microwave. You did something as opposed to going out and letting someone else serve you food all the time. And hey, I'm not going to judge with what you eat, especially since a lot of people eat things I don't like, and I can't complain about that. That's your own fault that you like mustard on your food, and I definitely can't eat that. Watch my food allergies video, and you'll learn about that one. It makes me sick. Anyway, I hope I put a lot of good food thoughts in all of your little bunny heads. Definitely want to thank you for watching. And I hope you all have a fluffy day. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends about this. That's way more important than anything else. The more people that watch, the more people will accidentally watch it, and the more views this will get, and the more people who keep getting to watch it, and more people get to be happy and learn about things like why I thought that, making pizza was worth talking about for a large portion of this time, or other things that I've made. Uh, so please like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your friends' friends, tell your friends' friends. If you feel like it, go and visit my Patreon, and I give options for starting at $1. So, yay. But I hope you all have fluffy, pink, fuzzy days thinking about bunnies and happy thoughts and cooking food for everyone. And, well, have a good day, and Daisy likes you and misses you and hopes to see you again soon.